For me and Canelo, we have motion. You know, he has nobody else to fight. For Canelo and everybody else, it just shows everybody I'm not around. I'm here to stay.
After a shocking victory over Demetrius Andrade, David Benavidez has proved to the world that when it comes to the sport of boxing, he's a force to be reckoned with. The Mexican monster didn't only win this fight, but he annihilated a guy who was naturally bigger and stronger than him in the ring. Benavidez gave Boo Boo his first loss in his boxing career, and the whole world has joined the Benavidez hype train. Now the question is, what's next for this Mexican fighter? Well, there's one opponent who he has been keeping an eye out for, and it's the one and only Canelo Alvarez. Yep, Battle of the Mexicans. Alvarez versus Benavidez is the fight to make in boxing. After a masterclass performance against Boo Boo, we have a reason to believe that Benavidez is ready to take on the king. And he is, because talks of this epic clash have already started. Everyone wants this fight to see the light of day. Well, not everyone, because there is one man who doesn't want to see that one go down. No, he wants Benavidez to stay away from Canelo for his own selfish reasons. And that man is the one and only Terence Crawford. Yep, that's right. When Bud came to know that Canelo is fighting Benavidez next, he went nuts. I think it's safe to say that Crawford wasn't too happy about this matchup. So without further ado, let's take a deep dive into this drama. When Benavidez first called Canelo Alvarez out, people laughed at him. Everyone thought that Canelo was levels above him. Well, the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, proved everyone wrong after he made a mockery out of Andrade. And keep in mind, Demetrius Andrade is no joke. He's an indestructible force, or at least he was before Benavidez got to him. The Mexican monster knocked Boo Boo out in the 8th round. Now, if that's not impressive, then I don't know what is. The guy who's never seen loss in his career just got his head blown off. Now you just know Canelo Alvarez was impressed, but Crawford, on the other hand, he was furious. He did not look happy one bit, and you can't really blame the guy. Bud has always wanted to fight Canelo. It's his dream fight. And it was so close to seeing the light of day, Canelo Alvarez was on board too. But out of nowhere, David Benavidez came and stole the whole show along with the Canelo fight. Now surely Bud has got to be pissed. And he was, because what Crawford did next made sure of that. In a recent interview, when Crawford was asked about his opinion on Benavidez versus Canelo, he said, "Benavidez is good, but Canelo is, great. He's not ready for Canelo. He's a mid-fighter. Canelo should be fighting me. I am the guy that can beat Canelo, not Benavidez. Benavidez is just a kid compared to us greats. He should back out now. Canelo will walk through him." Now, I wouldn't completely agree with that. Benavidez showed some insane skill level in his last fight. If there's someone who's ready for Canelo, it's David Benavidez. And the juicy part is that Crawford knows this too. He knows Benavidez has what it takes to wipe the floor with Canelo, and that's exactly what Bud is so afraid of. He doesn't want the Mexican monster to win this fight. Bud wants to be the guy that ends Canelo's career. And if Benavidez gets into the ring with Alvarez, I wouldn't be surprised if David manages to pull the biggest upset in boxing history and become the hero. Say what you want about Benavidez, but even Crawford was a little impressed with his TKO win over Andrade. And if you don't believe me, just take a look at what Bud said. Benavidez looked spectacular. He did wonderful, one of the best offensive fighters in the game. He's just relentless. He puts pressure, but it's smart pressure. He's coming behind his jab. He's throwing straight punches. He's going to the body up and down. He's just got to tighten up a little bit on his defense, but other than that, he's good. Now, shortly after this, when Bud was asked if he thinks if Benavidez is ready for Canelo, he said this without wasting a single second. "I said he's good. I didn't say he's great. He's not me." Well, if there's one thing we know about Terence Crawford, it's that his ego goes a long way, and it shows in everything he says. But someone needs to tell Bud it's not that simple. Even if he gets that fight with Canelo, it doesn't mean the job is finished. He's still got one Canelo Alvarez to take down. And if we know any better, Canelo Alvarez is insane in the ring. He's not something you take lightly. I get that Crawford is mad that Benavidez stole that fight for him. But let's be real. It's not like Bud had that one in the bag. Matter of fact, Benavidez might have just saved Bud from a humiliating loss. And no, I'm not saying that Bud isn't as good as Benavidez. Definitely not. But for Crawford to fight Canelo, he'll need to jump 3 weight classes up to fight him. Yep, you hear that right. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Now that's a lot of weight we're talking, guys. Crawford won't be the boxer he is right now. He'll be weaker and slower, and that's exactly where Canelo would strike. Benavidez, on the other hand, might have got a chance here. He's got what it takes to dethrone Canelo. And I'm not the one who's saying this. It's the legend himself, Mike Tyson. Yep, that's right, get this. Iron Mike said, Benavidez could beat everybody. He's a monster in the ring. Listen, I'd be afraid to fight him too if I was in that division. No one even has a chance against him as it appears to be, and I'm talking from facts. David Benavidez is the one to watch. He's the only guy that I know could beat Canelo. Now, if Mike Tyson himself is praising you, then you gotta be made from something special. Mike isn't one to throw compliments like that, so if he's saying all this about David Benavidez, I would not take it lightly. Mike knows everything there is to know about boxing. So I were Canelo Alvarez, I'd go hit the gym right now because you just know Benavidez is going to be working day and night to get that victory. Because it's not every day you get a shot at the head of the table. Benavidez will give his all. He's great for the sport of boxing. Not only is he a great fight, but he's hella entertaining. This guy can trash talk like nothing I've seen before. So when Crawford took digs at him, saying that Benavidez is not ready for Canelo, he fired back. What a jealous guy. He's so jealous. It's funny to me at this point. Terence Crawford talks a big game, but he's not that great. I'd beat him. Canelo would bear him. He's easy. Even Canelo knows I'm better than Crawford. Otherwise, he'd be fighting Bud and not me. That's a really good point there. Does Canelo really believe that Benavidez is better than Bud? Well, I'd say yes. And here's why. After watching the Mexican monster demolish Boo Boo, Canelo Alvarez was impressed like nothing we've seen before. This Mexican superstar isn't one to praise fighters. I mean, he got in there with Mayweather, and he doesn't even rate him as a good boxer. Now that's just ludicrous. But Canelo had a lot to say on David's performance. It was great boxing. The head movement was good, he's quick on his feet, the defense is good, and I gotta say I never took him for a power puncher, but this guy can hit hard. Demetrius didn't know what hit him. I have to say that kid has got skill. Canelo knows Benavidez is gonna challenge him. It won't be an easy night for anyone, I don't know about you, but this is leading up to be one of the best fights in the scene. Meanwhile, Crawford is just crying in the corner. As much as we'd love to see Crawford versus Alvarez, the chances of that happening are little to none. Yes, these two have some real beef, which needs to be settled out in the ring. That one will also be a good fight, but I don't see Crawford at a bigger weight causing any problems to Alvarez. And no one really likes watching a one-sided match. The fans are here for a brawl. That's why, if you open Twitter right now, you'll only see people talking about Benavidez and Canelo. Crawford is pretty much out of the equation, because the Benavidez hype train has taken the internet by storm. Just look what the fans are saying. One of them wrote this on Twitter. Respect to Boo Boo, but Benavidez is just a different animal. If you want to give Benavidez a real challenge, put him with Canelo. That's the one I want to see. Well, you're not wrong. That's the fight we all want to see. Even Terence Crawford won't miss a single second of that epic clash. Another fan tweeted, Canelo has always been the king, but David Benavidez might just steal his throne. He has what it takes to wipe the floor with Canelo. The Benavidez hype train is no joke. It's going to be another epic night for boxing. Guess we'll have to just wait and see how this one plays out. So there you have it. Fight World. That's all I have for you today. Make sure to like this video, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next time. Until then, peace out.